Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to show you my two favourite ways of preparing buckwheat soba noodles. Delicious soba noodles, succulent chicken, fresh spinach and sumptuously creamy poached egg, served in the most comforting sweet soy dashi broth. And the most refreshing cold zada soba noodles, served with a delicate dipping sauce along with some wasabi and spring onions. Today's video is again brought to you in collaboration with OCADO, the UK online supermarkets. Order authentic Japanese products online and have them delivered straight to your doorstep. So without further ado, let's crack on. So the following ingredients can all be found on the OCADO website. All links to the products are in the descriptions box below. The first set of ingredients will be used for making today's hot soba noodle dish. So the following three products are central to most Japanese cooking and can be found in most, if not all, Japanese household kitchen cupboards. The first item is the Kikkoman dark soy sauce. This is often used as a flavouring for dishes, but can also be used by itself as a dipping sauce. The next ingredient is a cooking sake from Hinode, and it's typically used for cooking to add a depth of flavour and a balance to the dish. If you want to omit alcohol from this recipe, you can substitute using rice wine vinegar and water instead, at a 1 to 3 parts ratio. Next is Hontere mirin from Mizkan. This adds a sweetness and balance to a dish. This again contains alcohol, so a good substitution would be rice wine vinegar and sugar, using half a teaspoon of sugar for every tablespoon of vinegar used. So I use this next ingredient in a lot of Japanese dishes, and I think it works particularly well with hot soba noodles. It's a 7-spice and chili pepper blend called shichimi togarashi. It adds a lot of flavour, aroma and a medium heat to a dish. This yuzu citrus seasoning from Yutaka is fantastically convenient and adds an instant kick of the yuzu fruit flavour. This condiment is pretty concentrated, so only a little will go a long way. Next, we'll be using these Akagi Joshu soba noodles. Soba is by far my favourite Japanese noodle. It's extremely flavourful and has many health benefits too. Finally are these Yutaka bonito flakes, or katsuo bushi in Japanese. This ingredient again is central to much of Japanese cuisine. It's typically used to make a dashi stock, but can also be eaten as a topping. Skipjack tuna fillets are dried, smoked, then shaved into flakes. I'm going to be using these next ingredients for today's cold soba dish. So this instant soba sauce from Morita will be chilled and used straight as a dipping sauce for our cold noodles today. We'll also be going to add some wasabi to the cold soba sauce to add some added flavour and potency to the sauce. Then finally, as a topping to the cold soba, we're going to be finely cutting some of this sushi nori. So let's start by cutting this nori seaweed into sheets roughly 4 to 10 centimeters in size. Make into a small pile and using a pair of scissors, carefully cut into thin strips. Next, thinly slice 2 spring onions. I'll be using 1 spring onion for each of the hot and cold soba dishes today. Put a small pan of water on a high heat and bring to the boil. Next, put in a couple of handfuls of spinach into the boiling water. After around 10 seconds, drain and cool with cold running water. Finally, squeeze the excess water from the spinach and set to one side. I'm using skinless chicken thighs today, around 1 thigh per person. Feel free to use other cuts if you wish. Start by trimming the excess fat and removing any blood and sinew from the chicken. Next, cut into chunks around 3 by 3 centimeters in size, like so. Into a bowl, lightly coat the chicken with 1 tablespoon of potato flour. You can use corn flour if you wish. Next, we'll be making the dashi broth, which we'll be using to make the hot soup. Bring to a boil 650 milliliters of water. Once boiling, switch off and add 10 grams of bonito flakes to the pot. Ensure that it's well dispersed and fully immersed. Then leave to rest for 2 to 3 minutes. Using a ladle, transfer the stock to another pot with a sieve and some kitchen paper. Once transferred, squeeze out the remaining stock. Next, place your dashi stock on a high heat and add 50 milliliters of cooking sake. Add 15 milliliters of mirin. Add 50 milliliters of the dark soy sauce. And finally, add 3 teaspoons of sugar. Stir well to combine the ingredients and to dissolve the sugar. Once your soup comes to a boil, carefully add your chicken pieces and then lower the heat to a rolling simmer and cook for around 3 to 4 minutes or until cooked through. To finish off the soup, you can add a teaspoon of the yuzu seasoning. This step is completely optional. Soba noodles are often bundled into single portions. In this packet, around 90 grams each. To cook the soba noodles, place a large pot on a high heat and bring to the boil. Once boiling, place your soba noodles into the pot and boil on a medium heat as instructed on the packaging. Once the soba noodles are cooked but still have a little bite to them, pour into a colander and rinse under a cold running tap to cool them down. Rub vigorously between your hands to remove the excess starch from the noodles, but being careful not to break them apart. Drain the water completely. All that's left is to plate up. Right, I hope you enjoyed watching that recipe. I'm absolutely starving. It's 4 o'clock now, and this is supposed to be my lunch, so I'm gonna get stuck in. So first things first, whenever you've got a poached egg, is to crack it open. I wanna see that yolk oozing out perfectly. Let's give you a close-up shot. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Itadakimasu. Let's get stuck in. Oh, this bowl is hot. Oh, it's been a while since I've had soba. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, yes. So good. The egg is so creamy. Delicious. The soup is fantastic. It's a perfect balance between the salty soy sauce, and then you've got the mirin and the sugar, which is obviously sweet. It's a really good balance. But what's really coming through is the stock from the katsuo bushi. It gives it a real depth of flavor. Nice smoky, earthy, bonito flakes. Thick chunks of chicken there. Hope you can see that. Coating the chicken in potato flour first gives the chicken a really good sheen. It retains all its flavor. So soft and succulent. So if you were to cook it without the potato flour, what you'll find, it will go a bit rubbery. So the spinach is lovely and vibrant in color, gives beautiful texture, also tastes fantastic. You've got the spring onions giving a nice crunch. These soba noodles, really fantastic. This hot soup is perfect for a cold winter's night. Really warms you up. So not only are soba noodles absolutely delicious, they're actually low in calories compared to other noodles. Studies have also shown that eating soba noodles have benefits for blood sugar, heart health, inflammation. So something I get asked about all the time on this channel is about slurping noodles. So in Japan and many other Asian cultures, it's not considered rude or bad table manners. In fact, it's something that's encouraged and the cultural norm. So I prefer to eat hot noodles when they're piping hot. Slurping helps to cool down the noodles enough so that you don't burn yourself. Also, slurping helps to bring more of the soup or sauce covering the noodle into your mouth. All done. Before I move on to the cold noodles, let's enjoy a nice a hot cup of sencha Japanese green tea. So this organic Japanese sencha green tea can be also found on the OCADO website. So let's crack open this box. So there's, I think 20 sachets of green tea in here. See, these are super convenient. You don't need to use a strainer. Just chuck the tea bag into your cup. I do love green tea. I mean, I love drinking coffee and English breakfast tea at home, but I also love drinking green tea. So just let it sit in there for a few more seconds. Okay, I think that's long enough. Let's just get all the, ow, that's hot. So it's got really deep green colour to it. It looks really appetizing. So soothing, really relaxes you. Perfect on a cold winter's night. It's slightly sweet, slightly bitter, but a perfect balance of the two. So not only does green tea taste fantastic, there's so many health benefits to it. It's been known to help burn calories, so it's great for weight loss. It's packed full of antioxidants, vitamin C, and also helps hydrate the body. It's time for the second round now, so I'm gonna enjoy these cold soba noodles. There we go. So this is typically eaten in the summer, but I love eating it all year round. It's absolutely delicious. So in the restaurant, we normally make this sauce from scratch, but I do love using this instant one as well. This is really convenient when you don't have much time at home. It tastes just as good, honestly. So let's put the condiments inside. Let's put some wasabi. As you know, I do like wasabi, so I'm just gonna chuck the whole thing inside. And then let's just chuck all the spring onions as well inside. Yes. Give that a stir, just let the wasabi dissolve. You just wanna dip the tip of the noodles, not the whole thing, because it's quite salty. That is delicious. Nice level of sweetness, saltiness. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really enjoyed filming and eating today's dishes. I think I preferred eating the hot soba noodles better, just because it's a really cold night. But like I said before, I love cold soba noodles and I eat that all year round. It's quite a light meal, so perfect for dinner. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to leave a comment below, and to also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Until next time, bye-bye.